Go stand Don't believe her, Dad. Go stand next to your rich husband. Bye. What? Go stand next to your rich husband. Try, you didn't have to do before.
Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Knockoff Kardashian Family featuring Andrei. This family is clearly gearing up for their own show. All the individual storylines are in place. Chuck just wants everyone to get along and be happy. Andrei just wants Chuck to give him $100,000. Meanwhile, Charlie's over here like, hey Andrei, I don't like you and you're stupid. And then they proceed to get into a very intense shoving match, as you can see. I think someone's shirt was even ripped.
All right, that's enough. Who wants a burger? Stop. Who wants a burger?
Chuck, you gotta cool it with the burgers, man. I don't think this family is ever gonna get along. You gotta cool it with the cookouts and the reunions and the RV trips and the birthdays. It's all just disastrous. Seriously, they'll fight for like 8 hours straight and then Chuck will be like, hey, you know what would be a great idea is if we hopped in an RV for a week. That might get us our own show. And if that doesn't work, I got more shit planned. All right, anyway, let's go backwards in time a little bit and see how it all got to this point.
You want a loan?
Like $100,000 maybe?
Listen, Chuck, I know that's a lot of money, and I know I don't have any experience in real estate, but I already bought a very nice suit, and I took some pictures in front of a nice house, and I think the business is going to do well.
So let me get this straight. You want to get into the house flipping business?
No. I am the house flipping business. Now give me my $100,000 before I take this offer off the table. Just think about it for a second. How often do you get the opportunity to just throw $100,000 out the window? I could be that window, Chuck. Now what do you say?
No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I really can't believe that he has the audacity to call a meeting and ask me to loan him $100,000.
Oh, I could totally believe that. It's Andrei we're talking about here. I wish Chuck had just said yes because it would have been interesting to see what Andrei would have actually done with the money.
This is my business. This is my livelihood. This is how I support myself. You know, this isn't a game.
All right, now let's make it $200,000. This isn't a game for me either, Chuck.
I will give you the opportunity to come in, work with me, and then down the road, I'll consider setting you up in your business.
Andrei seems kind of disappointed when Chuck says he'll allow him to enter the family business, but in my opinion, this is a much better deal. This way you can actually learn what you're supposed to be doing and you won't owe someone $100,000.
This is not like really what I expect, but you know, like I'm asking, like, are you gonna give me the money or not? That's the thing is.
I like how he just circles right back to the money. Listen, Chuck, I don't want your help. I just want your money.
Just give me money. That's all I want.
Give me some money.
So next they all go on a family boat ride together, and Libby's sisters are very upset that Andrei was allowed into the family business by Chuck. And Charlie's got that whole sweater around the neck look going on there. What is that? What is he doing? This dude actually looked in the mirror and walked out into the world like this. This is what rich people in the 80s wore.
Okay,
Dad,
look,
why
bottom line
does
is
he
not,
like us?
he's not taking advantage of our
Jen,
family.
Libby has always been
What he's
rat.
doing is looking for an
Shut
opportunity.
up, doesn't see it.
Who wants a burger?
This is pretty much how every single family gathering has ended with them this season. Apparently this family used to get along very well until Andrei was thrown into the mix, and obviously once you put cameras on someone, they're not going to act the same. So I think this family is pretty much collectively selling their soul to TLC in hopes of getting their own spin-off.
Don't do that to me. Shut up. Are you serious? What are you doing here? Got that threw it in.
Can everyone just settle down, please? You guys almost spilled wine on my sweater. Imagine being in a boat nearby and seeing this shit.
Andrei came to me and asked me to like teach him the family business, flipping houses.
Well, first he asked for $100,000, and then when you said that you would invite him to join the family business, he was like, yeah, but what about that money though? So Chuck is actually kind of covering for Andrei right here.
It was a little premature for me to throw him into the middle because look at all the problems it caused.
Exactly, Dad. You didn't think it through.
So
Yeah, Dad, you didn't think about the consequences. You didn't think about the fact that we'd all be on a boat together throwing wine at each other.
here's what I'm gonna do. He wants to learn the business. So what I've agreed to is bring him in and so work with him one-on-one with me in the office, showing him.
Doesn't see it.
Well, this is getting nowhere. At this point, Chuck is in over his head, but he's also thinking, maybe we should go on another form of transportation and argue. So they decide to go on an RV trip.
What's the problem?
The
Why are you
bottom
acting
line
up in
is
front of
just
everybody?
calm down.
So they start arguing about the same thing again because Chuck decided to start talking about the business with Andrei right in front of the rest of the family. And they all think that he's giving Andrei an unfair amount of attention and help that he didn't give them at the time.
The bottom line is, I'm sitting there and I hear you guys saying shady.
Because the business
and
has
even my
different
dad
branches.
said, if they hear us talking, they'll get upset.
Well, yes, because you did hear them talking and you got upset, so he knew that was going to happen. Chuck is just trying to be as neutral as possible and help everyone in this situation, but there is no winning here.
The moment I heard my dad say, you shouldn't talk, I am not a drama queen.
Why are you
That's not true. You guys all are. You're on a reality TV show right now. I don't know how you could say that with a straight face.
Dad, you should be out there talking to them too. You started it.
They're two adults.
It doesn't matter. You're in the middle of this too.
Can we all just sit down, chill out, have a burger, and just stop talking about the business, please? And they're like, hey, Chuck, you started this. You brought up the business. If you don't eat your burger in about 2 seconds, I'm gonna lose it.
You're listening to my dad. Can we hurry up? The babies are crying.
Is he yelling at my wife or what?
Dude.
I wouldn't let him yell at her.
This is not what I wanted.
exactly?
I don't know, Chuck. I feel like this is exactly what you wanted. You brought it up. I can visualize that spin-off right now. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
I have to clarify some
Why
here.
are you saying all this stuff, Dad? I heard all your conversation.
No, for real, Chuck. Like, but she doesn't like. Like you said.
All right, I can't even follow this anymore. I don't know what's happening or who is saying what to who about what.
What I want is us not to talk about business on the RV. I already said that.
Yeah, even though I just brought it up, no business talk on the RV. That's a new rule we're making. No business on the RV. Business on the boat only. Think B for boat. B for business, B for boat. Business, boat only.
They think this argument's going to get resolved today. It's not. The subject is too deep and it's too much tension.
This is not going to get resolved today. It's going to take many, many more RV trips and boat rides until this is all sorted out. So next they go to a family reunion and wait, what? They're arguing? No. At least they're fighting about something different though. This time Andrei is fighting with his wife because he didn't know she hired a babysitter. She apparently hired a babysitter without telling him because Andrei is apparently anti-babysitter. Maybe I'm missing some details here, but if they're both gone at certain points, what the hell? Who did he think was taking care of the baby?
I'm going to tell you, babe.
You literally stabbed me in the back.
He just turns around and there's a knife sticking out of his back.
I didn't want to do this, but you led me no choice.
I didn't like it. I don't like people like that are
Don't you
strange to me.
trust me and my judgment? I
No,
found
that's my
her.
child too now.
She
So she's saying, hey, don't you trust me? But also you didn't tell him about this. And at the same time, if he's not even going to let a very close family friend who takes care of her sister's children as well look after their kid, then I don't really know what they're supposed to do. Like, Andrei, who did you think was taking care of your child? This part doesn't really make any sense at all. There's a plot hole here.
Who is this?
She's a close family friend, and she has watched Jen's Girls. She's watched Maz.
So,
He was
Henry recommended
really
this to you?
small. The
So,
family
snakes, nothing
friend.
like
She's
snakes.
not.
Damn them, those snakes suggesting a babysitter.
Look, there she comes. Like,
I'm so done with this
if
conversation.
she would not
have to
sleep right
trust
now,
me.
like
You
you not
Look how smug they are coming out here. They are so happy to see them arguing.
know. What is
trust
it?
me.
What is it?
Let
You're
me
out
talk
here
to her.
throwing,
Hold on a
you're out here
second.
throwing a temper tantrum.
If you would not sleep with your babysitting remark over there, I would not know that she has somebody behind my back. Is that normal?
They just wandered out and inserted themselves into this entire conversation. It's like they could sense the arguing.
It's
No, I'm not
just like
acting.
you're
I just
She has a motherly instinct. You will never.
Motherly instinct?
You will
What?
never have a motherly instinct.
Mother. There's not such a thing as motherly instinct.
You
Look.
have.
You guys want to hit up the family reunion, drink some wine, and argue about babysitters? So I don't really have any points to make here or any sides to choose because this is pretty much just chaos at this point. This whole babysitter thing is just a blip in terms of the rest of the drama with this family. Next, it's time to go to a birthday party and get into a fight about cake.
Okay, Andrei, now you can cut the cake. Do the honors. Dude, you're cutting them too big. They're babies. They're not
Take
going to
your
eat that
hands
big
off.
cake.
What are you doing?
Now, Andrei is a guy who takes his cake very seriously. There's no telling a man like this how to cut his cake. It's just not going to go down well.
Give me that knife.
Get your hands off of it. I'm cutting my cake. Take your
Lying
cake.
and
Take your
on. I don't want the cake. Shove it up your ass.
Nobody yells
Don't
about cake like that.
Something tells me this isn't just about the cake anymore. It's all about that spin-off.
Libby, you know what it's
Cake
about.
should make you
just
happy,
told
not
us
make
the
you
other
sad.
day that Dad and Andrei have finalized their deal together. You just told us that.
He's trying to cut his daughter's
Dad,
Dude, he is back there destroying that cake. What is he even doing?
stop, because he currently has you wrapped around his finger.
What?
So stop.
Wait a minute. Are you right there being
100%.
buddy with him?
My kids are gonna hear it.
What did you expect?
This is a birthday party for a child, so is there just a kid sitting in the corner watching all of this happen?
Sitting here,
Wait, you
my
talk to
birthday
him either.
party.
Because I will never allow someone to talk
When
to
you
me like
sitting my
that.
birthday
Who wants a burger?
All right, the cake throwing, it's a little bit too obvious, don't you think? You guys are going to have to come up with some new drama soon because it's getting a little old. You keep recycling this same argument every single time you're in a new location or a new vehicle. Last but not least, we have to take a look at the long-awaited fight between Andrei and Charlie. And when I say fight, I mean grabbing each other's shirts and just kind of flailing around.
Look who's back. Call the cops.
Shut the up,
Call
dude.
the cops.
Shut the up.
Like for me?
Take a seat.
Don't tell me what to do.
So they're all sitting around eating burgers, and Charlie shows up drunk, and the first thing he says is, "Look who's back, call the cops." Pretty much wasted no time getting into it. They immediately got into that shoving match, and I'm surprised no one went into the pool, to be honest.
Take a seat. Come on.
Talking about?
Come on.
What's up? Hey, what's up? What's up?
Come
So
on.
my son's coming into my house. This
sit down.
is the greeting I get?
Well, you're not
I like how he says, "Oh, this is the greeting I get," after he just showed up and said, "Call the cops," because he's probably gonna fight Andrei.
running the place anymore. You're not
No. No. Who wants a burger? Who wants a burger?
I'll have one.
So that's when all hell broke loose, pretty much. Chuck started crying, and surprisingly, all the sisters and most people there were blaming Charlie mainly, not Andrei for once, even though they said they were both part of the problem. There's way too much to dissect with this one, and it's so chaotic that I feel like there's not even any point. I might as well just sit back and be entertained. Anyway, though, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Nobody yells about
Don't
cake like
hate
that.